So to the Sunday's action in the Barclays Premier League. There were four matches. I watched the first game in its entirety. The second game I watched the first half, and the rest on highlights. So let's get to it. Opening salvo at St Mary's was the South Coast derby, Southampton against Brighton. No Danny Ings for Southampton, always a big blow without him. Southampton have lost 9 out of their last 11, so they certainly need a bit of a pick-me-up. Brighton, of course, they're desperate not to slide into the relegation zone, and clearly with Fulham's improved performances, they desperately needed something out of this. Early on, 6 minutes, Trossard, one of Brighton's best on the day, managed to get in on a flowing move, but he was adjudged offside. That was on 6 minutes. A minute later, Southampton put in some nice passes together, eventually fed the ball to Armstrong, but it was a very tame effort. To 20 minutes now, and Mope had a strike that Forsyth was forced to push behind, and from the following corner, Dunk headed in from a considerable distance, it has to be said, in the corner. Possibly questions about Forsyth being a little bit slow off his line, but it was a tremendously powerful header, and so Brighton were 1 up. 26 minutes, Southampton on the attack, and they got a corner. It was cleared, but then recycled into the box. It was headed on, and then inadvertently Dunk got a slight touch on it with his head, but it fell nicely for Adams, who volleyed in the chance in the corner. It was a tremendous strike, and we were back level. 41 minutes, Gross had a shot, but Forsyth's leg managed to push it away. So it was 1-1 at the break. I must make a comment about Lallana, who'd been having a great game in midfield for Brighton, and seemed to be free of any injuries. This guy, without injuries, would have definitely been in England squads, but he certainly seems to be getting his career back online. 52 minutes then, a great passing move involving Lallana, and he managed to get a good ball through to Welbeck, and his flick was a thing of beauty as he prodded it to Trossard, and Trossard's great finish wide of the keeper, and Brighton were back in front at 2-1. 58 minutes, another half chance for Adams, saved by Sanchez, and another incident on the edge of the box. Ward, his shot was diverted for a corner. Southampton certainly were urgent in their desperation for an equaliser, but to be honest, overall I felt the Brighton defence handled it pretty well, and they managed to get to the final seconds without conceding, and final score then at St Mary's was Southampton 1, Brighton Hove Albion 2. Absolutely vital 3 points for Brighton in their fight to stay in the Premier League. Potter delighted. So to the second match at the King Power Stadium, Leicester City at home to Sheffield United. We learnt in the week that Chris Wilder was going to leave Sheffield United. It was a bit vague, but he in fact packed his bags up on Friday So Danny Higginbottom was placed in the dugout as the acting coach. He's apparently was in charge of the youth team. So Sheffield United after Wilder, well, of course they were virtually down anyway, but there appeared to have been some boardroom problems between the owner and Wilder over investment, and so I guess that Wilder decided, well, what's the point in staying? Anyway, Perez was in for Leicester. Still no Maddison and no Barnes. Iniacho up front with Vardy. And for Sheffield, McGoldrick was sidelined with an injury, and Billy Sharp and Ollie Burke leading the line for the Blades. And off we went. Perez in the action fairly quickly on 11 minutes. Castagna cross, and he got his head to the ball, and it grazed the post. But on replay we noticed that Ramsdale had got a fingertip to it, so good save. 18 minutes, Vardy picked the defender's pocket, and his shot was cleared by the legs of the keeper. Again, Ramsdale keeping Sheffield in the game. 38 minutes, first real quality move though from the Foxes down the left. Perez fed Vardy, whose cross was pinpoint, and Iniacho doing the poaching job on this occasion, converting, so that was 1-0. And that was the score at the break. Into the second half though, and Leicester really put their stamp on the game. Perez from just inside the box, a lovely finish following a swift counter. Perez finished from the corner, 2-0 to the Foxes. 5 minutes later, Vardy set up Iniacho, who converted for his brace. And then on 77 minutes, Iniacho, this was a belter of a shot from 30 yards, went in the corner, and so his first hat-trick for the Foxes, and 4-0. And then finally, on 79, Vardy got to the byline, a strong cross forced the defender, Amadou, to get a touch, and it whistled past the keeper. And so the rout was complete. Sheffield certainly did look bedraggled at the end. A fine win though for Leicester, continues their charge towards Champions League. Final score then at the King Power Stadium was Leicester 5, Sheffield United 0. Right, to Old Trafford then, Manchester United at home to West Ham. Certainly a top 6 encounter. West Ham, of course, were without Lingard. He couldn't play against his parent club, and there was no Fornells as well. For United, no Cavani. De Gea in quarantine after his Spanish adventure. Greenwood leading the line, no Martial as well, slight injury. An early pressure from the Red Devils. Rashford on the end of a Greenwood cross, but it was a pretty poor header. 36 minutes, Fabianski managed to do well to block a Greenwood effort, but we got to the break goalless. United were definitely on top, but weren't creating any real clear gilt-edged chances. And then on 52 minutes, Fernandes corner, McTominay challenged for the ball. It appeared that he might have got a touch, but no, the defender who was going for it with him, Dawson, he managed to get a touch to it, and it went in his own goal. So rather fortuitously, United were 1 up. They they continued to press forward, but it has to be said, not too many clear-cut chances. Fabianski had to be alert to deny an effort on the hour. Greenwood hits the post after a swift counter on 76 minutes. Not a lot from West Ham, it has to be said. They were very disappointing, really, very passive, and we got to the final whistle. And deserved victory, although not exactly flourishing the attacking display. But the final score was Manchester United 1, West Ham United 0. The last of the 4 games then, the North London derby, Arsenal at home to Spurs. Saw very brief highlights of this. There seemed to have been a network problem as well at highlights.net. So this was from the website of the TV at Spurs. So no times on these. Smith Rowe hit the bar early on, and then against the run of play, really, in Arsenal's box, the ball came to Lamela, and it was difficult to see because it all happened so quickly. But as a result of Lamela getting the ball, he got a shot away, and the ball ended up in the corner. But on closer examination, what he had done, he'd hit the ball in with his left foot, but he crossed his left foot over to the right of his right foot. And so it was an absolutely ingenious bit of skill. But it mattered the most was it was a goal, 1-0. Cedric then hit a post down the other end, and then finally Ødegaard got a deflected shot that went past Lloris for the equaliser, 1-1. And Arsenal certainly had the better of the first half, and they went in level 1-1. Second half, a penalty kick, Lacazette definitely fouled in the box. He stepped up and converted to put them 2-1 up. Then we saw Lamela elbow an Arsenal player, and that was his second yellow card offence, so he was off. Kane hit a post, and he also had a 1 goal disallowed, but it perhaps flattered Spurs because, to be honest, Arsenal had looked the better side, and that's what happened. We got to the final whistle, and Arsenal had won this match by 2-1, and so they're improving their position in that table. Now, I just want to make a word about the sort of Monday night match, Liverpool against Wolves, but generally about my roundups. In the light of every Premier League team having their own TV channel on YouTube, and the highlights coming out extremely quickly, as from next week and for the rest of the season, I am just going to review 1 game on Saturday and 1 game on Sunday, and the rest of the results will be on slide, but I'm going to cut down the length of the videos because most people are probably accessing the sites of the actual teams, and so highlight videos really don't get viewed. So and at the end of the season, that'll be my lot, unless the situation changes. So I've enjoyed doing them, but I think I'm going to focus now on my music and movie channels.